Hey everybody, it's Tyler Austin. Thank you so much for watching. So, lacquer-coated steel-cased ammunition. What's the purpose of the lacquer finish? Are there any potential issues you might run into it? What are the benefits of it? Is it worth pursuing? Those are the things that we're going to talk about today. So, let's dive right on into it. All right, so right here we have two cartridges. One's 545, the other one's 762 by 39. Both of these have a lacquer finish. They're both steel cased. So what is the purpose of a lacquer finish? Well, with steel cased ammunition, there's two primary purposes of that lacquer. And that is, number one, it serves to protect the metal because it is steel cased, therefore it can potentially rust. And that lacquer provides a protective, waterproof finish to the steel, so it prevents it from rusting out, especially when it's exposed to water or it's being stored for long periods of time. That's why, like, basically all the Russian surplus ammunition was steel cased, such as like 7N6 or whatever. All that stuff was lacquer coated because it was designed to be stored for long periods of time, and that lacquer just protects the metal. Again, provides a waterproof finish and a very durable, tough finish because the lacquer does not rub off very easily. It's very durable. So it just provides a protective finish to the metal, to the steel case, to prevent it from rusting out when exposed, particularly to water or very humid environments, or just being stored for long periods of time. Now, the second purpose of the lacquer is to provide a smooth finish to the steel, because steel can potentially be quite rough, at least rougher than, let's say, your brass ammunition, because brass is very easy to polish. It's just generally a smoother metal compared to steel. However, the lacquer finish makes the steel case very polished and very smooth. That's why a lot of it's very easy to tell lacquer-coated steel case, because it's very shiny, very smooth, and generally it's also going to have this like greenish-brown tint to it, which personally I think is very sexy. It's hard to beat the look of this like greenish-brown lacquer-coated steel-cased ammo. It's just, personally, in my opinion, it just looks way better than brass case, but that's just me. Regardless, getting back on point here, it provides a smoother finish and allows it. It just generally makes the ammunition feed and move a little bit more reliably through magazines and during feeding and extraction, because it just has a smoother finish to it, more polished finish. So it's gonna load through magazines and feed and extract a little bit more reliably, because it doesn't have that rough texture that normal steel cased ammunition might have. So those are the primary purposes of lacquer coated ammunition. So those are the purposes of a lacquer coating on steel cased ammo: to prevent it from rusting, especially in like really humid or wet environments, and also to make the casing a little bit smoother and more polished, to improve reliability when feeding through the magazine and during feeding and extraction within the rifle. Obviously, both of those are pros. So are there any cons to lacquer-coated steel-cased ammo? Well, there is one, particularly if using an AR-15. So what can potentially happen is, if you run your AR really, really hot, or really any other rifle, but again, this is particular to an AR-15, if you run your rifle really, really hard and you get really hot, so let's say you're taking a class, and bang, 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 you get through several courses of fire, and your rifle's hot. And let's say you load the rifle and you stop shooting for a while, maybe because your instructor is doing like a lecture or whatever. You just stop shooting for a while, and the rifle is loaded, but the rifle is being cooled down. So what can potentially happen is, while the ammo, or the cartridge is in the chamber, when it's hot, if the chamber's hot enough, the lacquer can potentially melt. Now, as the chamber begins to cool down, that lacquer will solidify again, and it has the potential to basically glue that cartridge into the chamber. Now, For like an AK doesn't care. It has a big, robust extractor and a very robust action, so it's going to rip that bitch right on out, no problem. It doesn't care. However, for an AR-15, this can potentially be enough to cause a malfunction, and basically the AR might not be able to extract that casing from the chamber. So that is something to be aware of. Again, that's particular with the AR-15. AKs and sometimes even other rifles, they're not going to care. They're going to rip that thing right on out regardless. However, for an AR, that is a potential issue. And it's something to pay attention to if you're running lacquer-coated steel-cased ammo and you're running your gun real hard and allowing it to cool off while loaded. Again, that's just something to pay attention to. Other than that, there really is no other cons. Other than it might be a little bit more expensive than, like, non-lacquer coated steel cased ammo. So with that being said, if you're looking for steel cased ammo, I typically recommend you get lacquer coated simply due to the benefits of it, and especially if you plan on storing it for long periods of time. Now, there's a myth that goes around that steel cased ammo is poor quality. That's absolutely not the case. Steel-cased ammo generally is actually pretty decent ammo. Is it like match grade? No, but for just general purpose ammunition, even for, like just general purpose like fighting ammunition, it works just fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So yeah, if you're looking for steel-cased ammo, I highly recommend lacquer coated, again, just due to its benefits. So, I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Please like, subscribe, follow, depending on where you're watching this. If you'd like to learn more about fighting with your AK, be sure to check out my ebook, Combative Kalashnikov. You can find that on my website, gungearstrategic.com. Again, that's my ebook, Combative Kalashnikov, Mastering the AK Rifle. You can find that on my website at gungearstrategic.com. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. I'm Tyler Austin. Thanks for watching.